What's going on? Terrill T. Crookshank here. Um, I'm bringing presentation here in this 2020 pertaining to our presidential election there in January, pertaining to me running for president of the United States of America. I just was going over rehearsal of what I wanted to say now. I'm able to believe that it's going to go well. That was some awesome practice that I just rehearsed. Pertaining to practice make perfect. Pertaining to practice makes perfect. Amen. Say. Not only that, but definitely what I've been basing my whole campaign on is the truth of things, the truth of my 44 years in the earth. In my pre-rehearsal, I stated that my first day on the earth there in on July 3rd, 1976, pretty much started with 45, 46. Here comes 44, right? I'm doing my forensic filing and what I'm finding in that early life of mine to say, all right, just finding on that particular day of my early life. But 44 is on its way, right? 45 was our 45th president right now. 46 was a representation of me, and 44 was in representation of our 44th president of the United States of America, President Barack Obama. In my pre-rehearsal, also just capitalized on pertaining to by the time I got to junior high school, I was already working on a budget plan for the overall of America. Not just a budget plan for myself, my individuality. My individuality was to say the experimental psychology is not a bad way at it. And so here I learned at the uses of my individuality to say, using the vehicle of experimental psychology, where I was able to find a budget plan for all, me not being the only American citizen, the only individuality in America. So I mentioned that because when I got to college, my first semester of college, I picked back up on the working on this budget plan, right? Again, doing the homework on it there in my early junior high school years, pertaining to getting something from doing homework, and that I got from doing the homework on our budget plan doing then in my early junior high school years. Once I got to college, my very first year of college, I picked back up on it to start working at it and just adjusting it to the times and all that. So to say it like that, so again, pertaining to my participation at running for president come our 2021 elections there in January, I'm focused on the one area, one visual thing, our budget plan. That's just me just staying with the plan. I plan the work, and then there's working the plan, right? Because there in 8th grade comes such a plan that was formulated from my individuality experience. It was pretty much, the next leveling was to let it be heard, let it be known of, right? A budget plan for all. Wow. Again, the experimental psychology presenting the data of reality when you budget and how you budget. And I'm sitting there and I'm experiencing it for myself, pertaining to the justice that it can do for another individual. So the next thing was the White House. The next thing was getting in the position so that it can be heard, so that it can be known of. So others can benefit from such an idea come budgeting. Going about how money is needed and finances being in our life on our everyday, and then now our part pertaining to where we can have opportune to our each and every day financial breakthroughs for ourselves. And so president, right? To say not no better position to have to get a helping message out to the people as a whole here in the country of America than the presidential position. Now there's some other positions, but to say the presidential position came, I mean, this is just in time to as I was stating earlier about how my mother was taking me to the doctor there in my early life. I just started school around kindergarten, and just first grade, second grade, and I'm presenting to her. By the time we get to the doctor's office, actually before we get to the doctor's office, I'm pretty much communicating to her spirit. I'm gonna run for president someday. The idea was vice president. There was I do my holy homework, or I'm doing my homework, and there is vice president, right? So now I'm just in elementary school, just starting out in elementary school, to say by the time I got to eighth grade, opportune to do homework on America's budget plan. Started with my individuality, my American citizenship came about for me then to get to college, my first semester, and continue working on the budget plan that came about, the ideal that came about there in my early junior high school years. Again, pertaining to when just starting elementary school, I present what I presented to my mother as she was taking me to my pediatrician. Um, um, so so again, come just one stand with the plan. The plan doing then was to maximize on our budget plan, maximize on the idea that came to mind then, right? Again, practice makes perfect. There's also the area where we won't put too much on our plate. I'm thinking on one then gave a skill, and just focusing on that one skill. I'm not going to put that in the box. We're not where you don't put more than one skill with what you're doing, but there is an awesome turnout in when you focus on one skill and you acquainted with yourself, right? And so with that, that's the ideal I pretty much foundated on. Okay, I'm working on this budget plan. I mean, for me to get to 44 years old, it first came about when I was in eighth grade, let alone to say when I'm on the other side of my 8 graduated college semesters and still working on the budget plan, still having in mind, just like yesterday, as a 1+1 formula. Um, it takes me to the area of psychology where there is the personality A. That's like a working workload, right? The opposite of easygoing. Then there's the personality type B, that's easygoing, right? Personality A is the workaholic. Better we're at it, right? It's good description to define personality A. And then there's personality B, the easygoing. And it's not so much. I don't want to so much capitalize on it playing different. There is a difference at personality A. Truly, it is, and there is a difference at the personality B. Truly, it is. Personality B, at the uses of it being described as easygoing, you would think nothing is getting done. Pertaining to accommodating that to just focusing on the budget plan. Taking my campaign and just focusing on the budget plan. To say that that's so in repertoire to this personality B description that's found in the psychology realm, where it's easygoing, right? But there is where that can get something done. Again, I'm thinking on where the easygoing is in repertoire to a one area campaign, a one vision campaign, using that area to get things done. So in my pre-rehearsal, I was just capitalizing on what my dream was, and I find my dream there in my early life, pretty much going from elementary school to junior high school. In that area there, I find my dream. To say, okay, Terrill, what is your dream? What is your dream? This is in the area of individuality, and then also the technique I like to say of teaching, or the teaching where we have our own uniqueness. The teaching that teaches that we have our own uniqueness. Each and every soul, each and every individual have their own uniqueness. So I'm like, I'm zoning into that to find what's that of me. And I find my dream was nothing more than me just getting to college and engineering 8 semesters of college, right? Now, I use the word engineering, and because they're in that area where I'm finding, Terrill, what is your dream? And I'm in the area of paying attention to my own uniqueness. I find doing then that transitioning area of mine from elementary school to junior high. Engineering psychology comes from within experimental psychology. In my pre-rehearsal, I used the idea when I was out and about with my grandfather. He drove trucks for the Army, and he let me ride with him one day. And that the uses of the truck and the trailer where and also put in there in this area, I base my children on the idea of me having children on this area here. Engineering psychology comes from within experimental psychology, and then using the truck and its trailer as an example to find out, because we go into the trailer, that can be the from within. And when we go into the part of the truck, where the truck, the gears and the steering wheel and the engine and all that is, that also can be from within. So in finding what area do we start with to say that engineering psychology comes from within experimental psychology? Because we can go in the trailer and come from within it, and we can go into the truck itself and come from within it. There's the teaching of where the good Lord tells the story from the end to the beginning. There is a story or the teaching where the good Lord tells the story from the end to the beginning. Also, in my pre-rehearsal in this area, when using this area of description, this example to say, I use that. Now, when we go get our license, educationally, we must know that the back part of the truck, that is the end part, right? That's considered as the back, where the back is also a representation of the end. And so again, to say from the end to the beginning, the good Lord tells the story from the end to the beginning. So we would start at the trailer and then make way to the up front where the steering wheel is, the gears, the pedals, the engines, and the people are sitting in there, right? The driver is sitting where I was sitting with my great-grandfather, or where I was sitting with my grandfather. Amen. Not my great-grandfather, but my grandfather. Amen. So I'm sitting in there with him, and I'm able to use that today as an example pertaining to the area of engineering psychology comes from within experimental psychology. So I had all this digested in system there in my early junior high school years, where I first sat down and started tackling at a budget plan. And then when I got to my first semester of college, there was me sitting and tackling the plan again. I'm on the other side. I just graduated again last year, walked across stage May 23rd, 2019. Also put in my pre-rehearsal about how this is like today in this 2020, this September 2020, it's like still my rookie year out of college to say, the COVID came and things were shut down. I went and pursued psychology and business, right? And so, I'm not even a good year into being a college graduate, right? And there's the experience of the things being brought to a halt. And so I was thinking about a rookie when a rookie's first put on the team, and that rookie identity of theirs, it doesn't go away until that first 365 at being a rookie has come to pass. And that's what the activity involved. 365 of the activity that rookie is pertaining itself to. Then when the 365 is complete, no longer is that individual a rookie. So I'm just thinking the first 365 after my college graduation wasn't able to be completed. Activity was put to a halt. Come pandemic, come our pandemic here. Um, so with all that, that's just food for thought in that area. Again, this is pertaining to me and continuing my campaign towards our January 2021 elections. Again, where Terrill T. Crookshank, is running for president of the United States of America. Again, putting the cherry on top, born 7376, and I'm doing my forensic filing to say, um, and transpiring of my American citizen throughout the 44 years of mine. And just on that first day, I find 45, 46, here come 44, right? 45th president, 46. Here come the 44th president. And again, the 44th president, President Barack Obama, 45th, our president today, President Donald Trump, and then 46, right? That's how my first day in the United States of America as Terrill T. Crookshank, born there in Berkeley, California, started itself out. I'm doing my forensic filing, right? So with that, again, I just thought I'd take some time out here and just present my presentations in the continuance of me pursuing my campaign towards the White House come our 2021 election. Just the other day, I was in the government establishment here in Fairfield, California, seeking out my name being on the ballot. There is not too long ago where we had the opportunity to put a name in there that we thought that should be on the ballot. But I didn't take time out to do that for myself then. I was staying with the plan again, pertaining to planning the work and then working the plan. All right. God bless America. Until the next time, Terrill T. Crookshank saying peace. And that's right. Budget can do us some good. We don't want to forget the budget. All right. Gone.